Hello, my name is Chris Reed, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up OBS on your computer for live streaming and recording. Let's jump right into it. When you first open OBS, it should look like this. If it doesn't, head up to Scene Collection, click New, and then name your scene collection whatever you would like. Let's get started by understanding the base layout of OBS. Right in the middle of the screen will be a preview of whatever you are recording or streaming. This is known as your canvas. Down at the bottom right of OBS are the controls. This is where you can start your stream, stop your stream, start your recording, stop your recording, start a virtual camera, go into studio mode, open the settings, or simply exit OBS. At the very left side of the screen is where you will find your scene. Next to your scenes will be your sources. Next to your sources will be an audio mixer. And lastly, we will have scene transitions. A scene is a collection of sources which makes up the visual display that is being streamed or recorded. You can have multiple scenes and you can have multiple sources within a scene. Let's get started by making sure that our base canvas resolution and our output resolution are set correctly. First step is to go to settings. Inside of settings, go to video. Here is a list of common streaming and recording resolutions. We're gonna go ahead and set our base canvas resolution to a standard 1080p or HD stream. We're going to set our output scaled resolution to the same. If both these resolutions are the same, then no downscale filter will be applied. If you choose to downscale your stream from your base canvas, then you should choose either 16 or 36 samples, depending on the quality and your computer processing power. Now that our base canvas is set up correctly, let's make sure that our output stream is set up correctly. We'll go to settings and then we'll go to stream. Depending on what service you are using, you will either need to connect your account or manually enter in your stream server URL and your stream key using the custom tab. Twitch, YouTube, Restream will allow you to connect your account. However, if you're using Facebook, then you need to grab your stream key from Facebook. If you want to manually enter in your settings, I'll show you how you can find your stream settings on YouTube. Head into your YouTube studio, click create, and then click go live. From here, you can schedule a stream or you can simply click on stream. Displayed under stream key will be your stream key. Click copy so that you can copy your stream key. Then head back over to OBS. And inside of settings and under stream, under custom, you will enter in your stream key by pressing Ctrl V or right clicking and pressing paste. Under YouTube, copy the stream URL, head back over to OBS, and then paste that into your server. And now you have entered in manually your settings for streaming on YouTube. Of course, you could also just connect your account using YouTube as well. Now that we have our canvas set up correctly and we have connected our streaming account, let's actually focus on the quality of our stream. Click on settings, go to output. At the very top, it will say output mode. From the drop-down menu, you can either select simple or advanced. Let's click on advanced. Under the streaming tab, we want to make sure that our encoder is our NVIDIA NVENC H.264 new. This is our graphics card encoder. Your computer has a graphics card. It should also have this encoder installed. X264 will be your processor. You may have other encoders installed onto your computer, but usually these are the two options that are presented. If you're using your processor, then you will need to have a very fast computer, a powerful computer, in order to use your processor as the encoder. A safe bet would be to use your graphics card and use the NVIDIA NVENC encoder. Here's where we have the option to use a different resolution for our stream. We can click this button, rescale output, and it will change the resolution from whatever has been applied to here. We can choose any of the resolution values that have been selected for us, and it will rescale that output to that resolution. We'll leave that unchecked. Under rate control, CBR stands for constant bitrate. VBR stands for variable bitrate. For our settings, we want to use constant bitrate. And we're going to set our bitrate depending upon what our streaming service has suggested. Here are some common values for bitrates for different streaming services. Let's click the recording tab and change the settings in recording as well. First tab we can do is we can either have a standard type or a custom output. You can change where the file is generated with the file path URL. Browse your system to decide where you would like for the file to be saved to. You can also change the format of the file, and you can change how many audio tracks you're using. If you have multiple audio sources, then you might want to use multiple audio tracks. You can select your encoder. Of course, you can change the rescaling as well. For recording, we can have our bitrate be a lot higher than what we have for our live stream. If we want a more quality file or a larger size file, then we need to increase the bitrate. If we want a smaller file, then we need to decrease the bitrate. Now that we have addressed most of the settings that we will be using for our streaming and recording, let's actually set up some scene. For our first scene, let's actually rename the first scene to main, and then we'll add in a source. To add a source, use the plus sign. There are many different sources that you can add in. If we want to add in a microphone, then we need to add in an audio input capture. Always name your sources and scenes. Under device, I can choose which device I want to use to capture my audio. Audio output capture captures the audio being generated by your computer. So if you have a video file that is playing, or if you are playing a game on your computer, then the audio output capture will capture that information. The device that you need to choose needs to be the same device that is generating the audio from your game or video file that you're playing. When you add in an audio source, the audio mixer will begin to monitor that source. Most of the time, you want your audio to be between the green and the yellow. Red might peak or cause distortion. So you might want to reduce the volume by moving this slider up or down. You can also mute the audio source by clicking this icon right here. Clicking the gear gives you some options for your audio capture. You can lock the volume. You can hide or unhide the different audio sources. You can rename them. You can choose a vertical layout rather than the horizontal layout. You can apply filters to your audio, change the different audio device using properties, or using the advanced audio properties, you can have access to even further settings. Here we can apply which tracks the audio source is being applied to in our recording and our live stream. We can change the audio source to be a mono source. We can apply volume above 0 dB. We can change the offset of our audio so that it either comes in sooner or later so that it can sync with our video. And we can turn on and off monitoring so we can hear back the playback of our audio device. The next source that we will add to our scene will be a webcam. Let's click the add button and click video capture device. We'll name it webcam, and we'll choose our device from the drop down menu under device. Now we have added our webcam into OBS. Lastly, I'll show you how to add a display capture so you can capture your entire display. As you can see here, the display capture captures the entire display. The last thing we want to point out about your scene and sources is the order in which your sources appear. Right now, my monitor is the very top source, so it's the only thing that can be seen. If I want to be able to see my webcam, then I need to bring it above my monitor. You can also reshape this window by grabbing the corners or the sides. And also, if I hold Alt, then I can crop the source as well. If I don't like the changes that I've done, then I can hold Control and press R, or I can go to Edit, Transform, and Reset Transform. We now have created our first scene with 4 different sources. If I want, I can duplicate that scene, and by duplicating that scene, I will have duplicated those sources as well. Or if I want, I can create a totally different scene. I'll hit my plus sign to add a new scene, and we'll name this scene "Thanks for watching." If you have an image or if you have other sources that you would like to use on this screen, then you can use those sources when you're creating this next scene. There's a text option also. We'll click on text and we'll name it "Thanks." We can type in "Thanks for watching." And then we can change our fonts and our font size to whatever we desire. If I want to switch between the 2 scenes, then I just simply need to click the scene and it will switch between the 2 scenes. If I activate studio mode, then when I switch between the scenes, it will show me a preview of what the scene that is coming up will be. However, it won't switch that preview into my active program window, which shows what is being streamed or recorded, until I press transition. When I press transition, then it will change over. So studio mode is useful for previewing your scene before you change your scene in OBS. Last but not least, we're gonna actually start a stream or start recording. To start recording, simply click Start Recording. Once you click Start Recording, down at the bottom of the screen, there will be a red dot and a timestamp to let you know that you are indeed recording. And whatever is in your Canvas window will be recorded, as well as your audio input and audio outputs. So right here, it will be showing the monitoring of the audio because the audio is being recorded and the visual is being recorded. We hit stop record. We can then open our folder that recording was sent to, and we'll be able to play that recording. So right here, it will be showing the monitoring of the audio because the audio is being recorded and the visual is being recorded. To start streaming, simply click Start Streaming, and OBS will begin to send data to your streaming service. From there, you either need to click Go Live or you will probably already be live. When you're done streaming or you're done recording, simply click the same button again and it will stop the stream. In this video, we showed you how to get started using OBS to stream and record on your computer. Hope that it was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, please be sure to leave them in the comment section. OBS has so much more to offer, and you can learn more about it by watching this video next.